If you've been to Disneyland, chances are you've either had or heard of this dish served at both Cafe Orleans and the Blue Bayou in New Orleans Square. This chicken gumbo is one of the most popular dishes in the entire park, and for good reason. It's made with a rich, butter-based roux, full of tender chicken, and little bits of andouille sausage and Tasso ham that add a deep smokiness and just a little extra heat to spice things up. It's literally a warm hug on a cold day and perfect for this time of season. Hi, I'm John, and today we're plating up Disneyland's Chicken Gumbo, so you can serve up some Disney magic in the comfort of your own castle. Now, I've scoured the dark web, otherwise known as Google, so you don't have to, and I found countless recipes, some of them even claiming to be the official Disneyland recipe. Once you take a look at them, I think you'll be just as skeptical as I am. Anything that calls for 22 cups of chicken broth for 3/4 of a pound of chicken is just chicken water. So I want to share an easy yet authentic recipe for what's being served in the parks today that hopefully won't get me a copyright strike. Let's start by going over the ingredients you're going to need for this recipe. And don't worry, all the ingredients and their measurements can be found in the description box below. Here we have some spices to make a seasoning mix. We have some onion, celery, and bell pepper, known as the Trinity in Louisiana cooking. Also some garlic, referred to as the Pope. We have a tomato, which is more Creole than Cajun, but that's another story. We have some flour and butter for our roux. We've got some andouille sausage and some Tasso ham. Unless you live in or around Louisiana, no amount of wishing upon a star is going to help you find it. But don't worry, just use a good smoked ham product or double down on the andouille sausage. You'll also need a pound of cooked chicken breasts. Now, if you don't want to cook your own chicken, I totally get that. In fact, my recommendation would be to just buy a rotisserie chicken. More bang for your buck. In fact, 1 pound of breast meat costs as much as this whole rotisserie chicken. So, you can do the math. There are many different ways to skin a cat. And please don't do that. You'll need some chives for garnish. Last but not least, you're going to need 4 cups of chicken broth. That's it. Okay, let's create our Cajun seasoning mix. So first we're going to add some chicken bouillon, or you could substitute with some salt and sugar and some magical savory goodness, otherwise known as MSG. Some black pepper, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some oregano, some thyme, and some cayenne. Lastly, some white pepper. Give it a good mix. There you go. It's time to make a roux, and this is a roux that you won't roux making. I had to say, couldn't be helped. All right, so working over a medium to medium-low heat, add your butter, and let the butter melt. It's going to take a little while. Now our butter's melted, it's time to add the flour. So mix that in. Now you don't have to stir this like a madman, splashing this all over the place. In fact, don't do that. Roux is kind of like napalm. You do not want this stuff landing on you. Cook your roux for about 10 to 15 minutes, stirring gently. You'll notice that the roux starts off as a thick paste, but the longer it cooks, it'll gradually get looser. You should also notice a more toasty, nutty aroma develop as it cooks. Once you've achieved a peanut butter color, you're done. Set it aside to cool, and then we can work on the other ingredients. Start by cutting the onion, celery, and bell pepper into a 1/4 inch dice. For the tomatoes, you'll want to at least deseed them I'm removing the skin from the tomato segments with my knife, but if you're not comfortable with that, you can completely skip this step. But you'll want to cut your tomatoes into a 1/4 inch dice. Finally, mince your garlic. For the andouille sausage, I would actually recommend cutting them closer to a 1/2 inch dice because they'll render and shrink during the cooking process. I make my own Tasso ham, so I'm just removing the outer seasoning layer before cutting them into a 1/4 inch dice. If you're interested in learning how to make your own Tasso ham, let me know in the comments below. For the chicken, you'll want about a 1/2 inch dice because if it's really tender, it'll probably break up in the pot as you stir it around. And lastly, just finely chop some chives for garnish. All right, with all the prep work out of the way, let's just go over the ingredients one more time, and then we'll start making this gumbo. So we have our seasoning mix that we put together earlier, plus 2 bay leaves. We've got our onion, our bell peppers, our celery, and our garlic. We've got our Tasso ham, and we've got our andouille sausage, our chicken, and our tomatoes. Now, if you have everything prepped and ready to go, let's make some chicken gumbo. Again, working over a medium-low heat. Now you'll just want to add about a tablespoon of oil. Add in your andouille sausage. Just stir that around a little bit. You can add in your Tasso ham, add in your onions, bell peppers, and your celery. So mix that around a little bit. You can already smell all the smokiness coming from the Tasso ham and andouille sausage. Now we're not looking to brown this at all. We're not looking for any color. We're just wanting to sweat this down. So give it a minute or two. It may take up to 5, to be honest. You're just looking for the vegetables to get nice and soft. Now I'm gonna actually add in my bay leaves. Add in our garlic. Just let that mix in there. Give it about 30 seconds to 1 minute. So now I'm just going to add in my spices. And finally, you can add in your chicken broth. Now, once it comes to a boil, we're just going to cover it, reduce the heat, and let it simmer for 30 minutes. Time to cover it. Turn down the heat. All right, so 30 minutes are up. Let's take a look. I wish you guys could smell this. You immediately get that smokiness that's coming out of the andouille sausage and the Tasso ham. There's a cardinal rule when it comes to roux. You add a cold roux to a hot liquid, or you add cold liquid to a hot roux. Otherwise, it might separate, in which case you'll have a mess, and no amount of whisking is ever going to make it right. Keep that in mind. So our liquid is hot, our roux is cold, so we'll gradually add it. You never really know the thickening power of your roux until it comes back up to a boil. So let's start by adding half of the roux, little by little. Always good to start out with just a little bit and add as you need. Okay, so that was about half my roux. And you might say, well, it still looks really loose. And you're right, it does. But again, it hasn't come up to the boil. So I'm going to turn the heat back on. The reason I'm adding the roux before I add the chicken is because this whisking motion is a bit aggressive, and I don't want to break up the chicken too much. And you can see now that I've got the heat on, it's beginning to get a little thicker. It'll slowly thicken more and more as it comes up to temperature. That to me is about as perfect as it gets. First, I'm going to add in my tomatoes. And finally, I'm going to add in the chicken. Now give it a gentle stir. And we're gonna let that cook for just maybe 5 minutes. Just for all the flavors to come together. Now check the consistency to make sure it's thick enough. Don't forget to do the chefy thing. And give it a taste. The chicken flavor is right, but it still needs a little extra salt. Give it another taste. All right, now it's time to plate this up. All right. Well, it's time for me to get in here. Oh, a little spillage. I wish you could smell this. It's like I'm at the Blue Bayou without the bromine. Are you kidding me? Well, that takes me back to Disneyland. I've been taking my family to Disneyland every year since my son's 5th birthday, and I've fallen in love with this gumbo. This is a hearty and delicious gumbo, chock full of tender chicken, andouille sausage, and Tasso ham. The rich buttery roux rounds out the smokiness and the spice, but you still get a nice heat on the back end. It's just a satisfying gumbo and an homage to the Crescent City and its cuisine that I love. I hope you like this video, and more importantly, I hope you like this recipe. And if you do try this recipe, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Well, thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.